of my friends are recently married and looking to get a home. And I always hear the kind of the same thing from them. Oh, well, we're renting right now and we can't afford a house and we're going to continue to rent. Times are tough. We're getting married, blah, blah, blah. And, the rates for rent right now are almost in line with some mortgages.
Yeah, I would agree. So I've had this question a lot, and I've talked to a lot of people, and they're always saying to me that, all the price points are too high. A lot of times I listen to the media, they're trying to figure out, they're saying to me I think, to buy my first home, I just can't afford it. That's without even doing any real research. I think that a lot of times people they'll read the reviews and say, well, here's the average price. And I say, well, have you met with a mortgage broker? Have you looked at your finances? And they say, well, no. And I said, well, what are you doing right now? Well, they're renting. And I'm, well, how much are you renting? And if you're in the city of Toronto, you're spending sometimes over $2,000. And believe it or not, I'm flabbergasted. At the end of the day, you're paying over $2,000 in rent, and you're getting a small little apartment. I'm like, well, what have you done to save your money? You can't necessarily always save if you're renting and doing all that. And there's no real plan to them. And I say, well, what I always like to do is sit down and with somebody who wants to purchase something, I say, you know what, come sit down, let's meet. I always have a buyer presentation and we kind of talk to them. And one of the very first things I ever say to them is have you met with a mortgage broker? And a lot of times they're like, well, no, because I can't afford it. I'm like, well, really, do you even know? Do you know what a plan is? So one of the very first questions I have in that buyer presentation is saying listen, if you don't know what you can afford, how do you know you can't afford it? You're just making all these assumptions saying you can't afford a home, yet you're paying over $2,000 in rent a month, which is going to somebody to pay off somebody else's mortgage. Guess what? Your money's paying off somebody else's mortgage. Let me repeat that. Your rent is paying off somebody else's mortgage.